What up, what up? This is Geek Nerd Tech. Today we have SpaceX rockets explode, Apple battery replacement, and Jumanji the movie is #1. Let's get to it. We got a lot to cover today.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live's Geek Nerd Tech.
We gon'
Be all right.
Nigga, we gon' be alright.
Yeah.
Nigga, we gon' be alright.
Welcome to Black Hollywood Live. This is Geek Nerd Tech, GNT. I'm Akili Sean, your host. I'm in the place to be, and I'd like to welcome y'all, Cheryl Anderson, CA in the building.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm feeling good.
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2018.
It's a new year. New me, new... No, I'm just
Hey, you about to make it happen this year, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Hey, as always, I appreciate you coming up here and giving me your takes. I love talking with you about technology and geek and nerd culture because you have a lot of great insight. So how about we get right into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
So the first thing, let's just establish it right now. You do not own an iPhone.
I do not own an iPhone. No, I believe in the other dog.
Hey,
Android.
You actually might have a little advantage because Apple is in a lot of hot water because of these batteries not performing well. So there was a lot of talk about Apple obviously slowing down the performance and the battery not, being as effective as a ploy for you to get the new phone, right? So people thought, well, damn, this is like Apple trying to make me abandon my iPhone 6 to get the new 7. And so
Exactly
a developer actually did a test saying, no, it's not actually that. It's really because of the new operating system. It slows down everything, and the battery isn't equipped to be able to run on the operating system. Henceforth, you need a new battery. So a lot of backlash. Apple got a lot of backlash because of it. And so they apologized and said that they will offer a $29 battery replacement for the remainder of this year. So my question to you is, do you think that's acceptable?
No.
Okay, we'll run it. Like, what you think?
$29? People are spending $1,000, $800
I know.
on these phones, and their solution is $29 for the year. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Like, you can spend $29 right now.
Well, so the battery normally costs about $80, right? So
Okay.
they're saying, we're gonna give you $50 off. You don't think that? You think that's not enough? They should just give you the battery for free, is what you
Yes.
saying? Hell yeah!
Yes.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Yes. And then they should do it continuously because that's going to run out. So like maybe twice a year or something like that.
Well, beyond the bad press, they've gotten like a lot of lawsuits. In fact, over 26 lawsuits have come down. Ranging not just domestically, like the biggest ones are New York and Ohio, but there's a few internationally as well. France and Israel have also have lawsuits, and what they're saying that they want Apple to compensate all iPhone users who have experienced these slowdowns and offer, like you said, free battery replacements,
Yes.
refund the customers who
Yes.
purchase brand new iPhones.
It's good business.
To give them maximum performance, and also have some type of explanation in the operating system as to why or how this can be prevented in the future. Do you think that's the right punitive
It's just
consequence?
so weird. Like Apple's like this trillion-dollar company, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, our operating system can't work with this battery. Come on, you're Apple. Like
know.
you are the inventor of inventions.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't. I don't believe it.
Hey, I think, we talk about it all the time on the show, like kind of Apple's decline. And just in the last few years, literally, there's been just many mistakes and mishaps and just technical issues at the keynote address and just product launches not being up to par as in previous years, and this battery thing is a huge a huge blow to the brand. Well, let me frame it this way. So, have you ever considered buying an iPhone, or are you always Android first?
No. I absolutely have considered buying an iPhone. I want to have FaceTime. I want to have the group chats and everything else. I want to do all the pings and I want all that. You know? But it's just it's just too much. I have to transfer over, and
No, I feel it.
Maybe you should have Android and have less expectations. I don't know.
So my follow-up question is then, if you did cross over into Apple world and grab an iPhone, do you think that this type of news is not adding to your zeal to do that? I'm
No.
sure, right?
I I guess you just expect more from Apple. Like, I already know when I buy my regular Android phones that the battery life is going to suck. Like, literally within maybe 3 to 6 months. Like, you just know, like, the decline is going to happen.
Right,
but for
right.
Apple, because they have such a
mystique,
title.
exactly.
Yeah, with them, like, you just expect them to be the best. So why would I could deal with this with a regular phone? Why would I'm going to spend all this money for the Apple?
I know.
And no.
Hey, Apple, get it together.
Get it together.
Like, come on. We expect way more from you.
If Steve Jobs was still here.
Exactly. He is turning over in his grave. Like, step it up. Step it up. Or I'm going to get the Pixel. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, that's a
What
that's
do
a
you
good
mean,
phone. No, I mean, like, that's just like, I feel sorry for Apple. Because the Pixel looks dope.
Pixel is dope. Anywho, hey, so I was having this conversation with a friend about a week or two ago. We were talking about, I mean, this is not news, but we're talking about like how, we were growing up, like it was a privilege to have cable, right? And maybe even our parents' generation, there was no such thing. Like, so, hey, we grew up on cable, or it was a privilege to have cable, and now this generation is like growing up with no cable. Like, so we have people that are still corded and still have cable, people that are cutting the cord, and then we have these millennials and these younger cats that are cord nevers, that have never had cable, and that get their content, from streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And so there's this whole talk about, how can there be some type of salvaging of the old distribution system of television in terms of like how people are adopting these new avenues to have their content distributed. And so one of the things that's saving, traditional terrestrial television is sports, because it's water cooler moment, it's live, and the sport actually sells the licensing rights to the network. So, hey, NFL will play, their games on Fox, and so Fox has that for a contract, right? So the question now is being asked: what happens if a streaming platform like Netflix or like Amazon buys like the licensing rights to a big sports franchise like the NFL? Does that kill the old model of TV, Cheryl?
Woo.
What does it do?
I'm not gonna lie. Before the strike and everything happened, I specifically was trying to look for a streaming somehow to stream live sports, because I'm one of those people. I don't have cable.
Right.
I use Netflix, Hulu, and everything else. And I was really trying to find something that streamed live sports for me. And I'm so torn, because I actually really love traditional television. I have people who say, I hate commercials and all that stuff, but I actually really I like the
programming.
I like the programming of it.
Okay. So, I mean, are you saying that you like the programming of the traditional format of TV over, you being able to have the customization? Like, are you saying you prefer that way better?
I just want both.
You want both?
I just want both. There's sometimes that you specifically want to see this particular show with no commercials. You just want to get through it. And then there's sometimes, like, especially with cable, certain shows that you haven't watched in like a long time will come on. You're like, oh, and then you kind of sit down and watch it, and you don't really have that feel, or you see different commercials or something that brings you back. You don't have that same feel when you cut the cord, so to speak. When I go, to my mom, because of course she has cable. And I'll go and I watch the movies and I watch old stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I don't get that same experience when I watch stuff online.
I understand.
So, I mean, it's like a balance. Like, I need a balance of both. Sometimes you want to experience cutthroat and just want to get through everything, and then sometimes you just kind of want to just leisurely watch television.
I feel you. So you want a balance between linear and nonlinear television. You want to be able to have the option to customize your viewing experience, but you also want to have the fluidity of the programming, because sometimes watching commercials is cool, even though you can watch them on YouTube anyway.
Ooh.
So this is the thing, though. NBC, CBS currently pay the NFL $450 million for the broadcast portion of the rights for football games, right? So what happens if someone like Jeff Bezos and Amazon said, you know what, sucker, we're gonna pay you double, $900 million. All the NFL rights belong to Amazon. What happens? Theorize. Go.
I get on Amazon and I watch it.
So is that the end? Is that like the dagger in the heart, though? If that happens,
man, it might be. It's just a transition, because someone else is going to think of something else to kind of put something else together. It's just a transition of us now. Yeah. So I don't see it as a death per se. It might be a sleep moment, and then they arise and a new idea happens. But it's kind of like life. It just kind of reinvents itself.
I got you.
It's a cycle.
Cycle. I love that word. Speaking of cycle, a bad cycle for SpaceX, one of my favorite companies. Man.
Oh, that's right. You are a space nerd.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm a space
right.
nerd, 100%. But anyway, so yeah, SpaceX, they launched the rocket on Sunday, and it failed to enter a stable orbit, and it was lost. And then we came to find out that this launch was actually top secret. It was classified, and we have no other information regarding what they were putting up there in space or even how it got lost. But this is a huge deal because, I mean, the SpaceX program has had like a couple of bouts of success in terms of getting like a rocket up to space and using that same rocket to come back down on Earth and then shooting that rocket back up again. And so having this kind of as a failed attempt, I don't know, it doesn't speak good, and especially because it's a top secret. We really can't analyze what happened. So they partnered with a company called Zuma. And SpaceX provided the rocket, and Zuma provided the actual cargo that was being shipped off into space. They launched it at Cape Canaveral in Florida, and it just didn't make it. And so, like I said, I'm a huge fan of SpaceX, Elon Musk, all the things he's doing with Tesla, Solar City. Like, I'm a huge fan. Do you think that this is a critical era for his company, or do you think that this is just a part of him, getting humans to Mars?
I don't think it's a failure. Well, sometimes things are failures, but that doesn't mean that they're bad.
Right.
But it's part of the game to me. Like, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. That's why you're testing it to see if they do or they don't.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's any block to their company or anything like that. It's just they're testing. The secret testing, but they're testing.
Right.
I think they'll still be fine. SpaceX will be fine. Elon Musk will be fine. They're still going to find a new way to do things. I'm interested in seeing Mars. So
Hey,
more power to
100%.
you.
Would you go if they're like, hey, Cheryl, we will pay for everything.
Why not, though? Why?
You
Why
blasting
not?
off?
Yeah.
You out of here?
I'm out.
Earth, goodbye. You'll be the first woman to
They give me
colonize
the
Mars.
mask and everything. Is there life on it? What was the movie with Anne Hathaway and what's his face? Interstellar.
Interstellar, yeah.
Where they
yeah.
were trying to find the life on different planets.
Right, right.
I mean, there's life experiences. Like, I can say, like, I went to Mars, guys.
Hey, I would definitely sign up. Like, I want to go to space. I want to be the first hip hop artist to ever make it. You see how I did that, right? I'm a hip hop artist now.
Every day's a new day.
Every day's a new day. Hey, I'll tell you a day that, I'm counting down to, and that's the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. A few years away, though. But what's really cool about this is that they're developing a new technology that's going to help for security purposes. They're developing a facial recognition that will help athletes go into the village and out of the village seamlessly, instead of having to have like a card or like a necklace with your credentials. Literally, there'll be cameras that scan your face and will know if it's you or not going in and out of the village. So it'll help prevent for terrorism, help prevent for people trying to like break in. And if there are thefts in the village or any type of criminal activity, it's able to recognize who is doing that. Do you think that this technology is useful for the Olympics, or do you think it's kind of invasive?
Oh, I hate these questions
Woo!
because I'm just always on the fence. Like, it's just facial recognition and the finger
And keep in mind, they already
button
use it. Japan already uses it in their airports.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so some of their airports. So they are trying to adopt it to other parts of society. And being that the Olympics is such a world stage event, and you do have to worry about terrorism and criminal
It makes
activity.
sense. It does make sense. It's not like they have it on phones and things like that. So it is coming into our world.
Yep.
I just, technology is always such a leery thing. And it's funny because as I say that because I support Elon Musk. But it's just, I know it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good.
Right.
But a part of me still wants a little bit of privacy, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the argument. People are saying, well, hey, okay, you scan my face and you get all that information. How do I know that you're not going to use it later? Use that down the line for something else and use it against me, or I don't have control over that data that you collected. Who?
I mean, real talk. They probably have everything on us anyway. So, how many times have we heard about the whole laptop and the webcam, and they're looking at you and they have your phones, you get all the apps that you use. They ask for all this information. Like, they know everything already.
Yeah.
So, what's one more thing?
No, I feel that. I mean, I think that, being that Japan is such an incredible country.
Have you been?
I've been.
Oh, it's amazing.
I've been to Tokyo, I've been to Osaka, and I've been to Okinawa. But the country is just incredible. Like the diversity, the culture, the technology, and I feel like they're always, advancing something.
Yeah.
So to be able to have this prepared for 2020 Olympics, I think is like game changing. And I'm interested to see if it actually will prevent crime or prevent, anyone trying to take advantage of the system, like breaking in, breaking out, whatever. Like so. Who knows? It might be the new normal.
Now that you said that, I am actually interested in the data behind that to see if that really does work.
Yeah.
Because it could be used for a lot of useful things then.
Exactly. 100%. Hey, this is a really interesting story though. Like me and Joe, we always have this debate about, like music and the whole digital era, or going back, decades ago when we listened to music on vinyl. And just the nuances between, the vinyl and, the MP3 world that we're in. And so this new thing is so ridiculous. In Prague, they have developed this robot that is actually...
I'm already done.
Thank you. Hold on, let me set it up. They develop a robot, a robot arm that acts as a DJ, and literally it's in the club.
No.
It cues the music, it picks the songs, it grabs the CDs, it even can scratch the records. So do you think now that when you be up in the club, you'd be like, yo, DJ Robot, son? Like, DJ Robot spinning on Wednesdays. Are you going?
No, I can't support that.
You're not going?
I cannot support that. These are like people's dreams. Like, it's such a creative mind to create these mixes that DJs do. Like, it's just... don't do that. Don't take away the art like that.
But what happens if the robot's better?
Oh, that's terrible. Who taught that then? Is the person who's teaching it like the DJ too? Like, are they like the top DJ?
It's based on the I guess the processing power of the computer, the AI. Feel like
when it comes to art type stuff, like I know electronics is electronics and stuff like that, but when it comes to art, like that's just a more emotional type of feel, and I just don't want to unhumanize that.
So what happens if your eyes were closed? You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell the difference. No, you still don't support it?
Just Let art be art. Let us have that still. Don't take that away yet.
So you don't want a robot being your mixologist?
No. I don't want it to make my drinks. I don't want it to serve me. I don't want it. Or now they have like the lady who wants to have have a citizenship and have babies. Like no. Right. Don't take away the essence of humans.
No, I feel it. I mean, because the ability to make a mistake. That is what makes the human error aspect of our humanity is what makes us awesome. Yeah. Because out of that error, we're able to innovate. We're able to be creative. We're able to, develop areas for inspiration. So, AI technology might be so precise, so exact that it loses that type of nuance, which makes things special. Like, for instance, when you're in the recording booth, and back in the day when you had to get that shit right because you're recording on tape, versus now on Pro Tools, you could do 1,000,000 takes and there's no issue. Like, you have to really rehearse that. You have to go over it 100 times before you went to the studio because you can't waste that money. Versus now, that process of developing, that vocal arrangement or making sure that your melodies, pitch perfect, that art is kind of lost now because you take for granted the fact that, hey, I can go in the studio right now and just do it 1,000,000 times. So I feel you on that. However, I'm interested to see how this robot can literally probably assess millions of songs instantaneously. Be like, okay, I just played this Kendrick Lamar song. I know the perfect song to go right after that.
Yes. I mean, they did that a long time ago with the Apple, with the iTouches and stuff like that, the Genius or something like that. That it would just kind of feel the vibe of the music and kind of pick each song after that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that's really good that'll help, technology and help make things easier and stuff. But it's just, we gotta learn some stuff too. Like it's our humanness, it's our life on this world. Right. We have to make use of it. So
preach, sister. Preach, sister.
Certain stuff just
speak to me now.
I mean, I get it. I feel it. Like I probably would like to see it.
Okay.
But I just. There's something about a live person who's DJing and they feel it and you feel it and you just like, yeah, like it's just a certain, this energy that you get. And I don't know if I'm going to get that from the hand. Like, that's like,
just the arm.
Right. And it's
go,
just
robot,
like,
go.
It's literally robotic. Like, it's just like, well,
okay.
It's just,
well, I'm not inviting you to my birthday party then. Because I'm definitely booking DJ Robot.
Just like,
Exactly.
so weird.
Well, yeah, so we obviously haven't done the show in a few weeks. We're in 2018, but I want to kind of like give a RIP to the technology that became a casualty in 2017. So there was a lot of technologies and companies that actually bit the dust in 2017. And there might be some that might be able to be resurrected in 2018, but let's just go through them really quick. So, in the dustbin of tech history is the first one is AOL AIM.
Oh!
Did you have an
I
AIM?
used it so much. I did.
You did? So wait, you were in college, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me kind of like an anecdote of like what was your name? Do you remember?
It was probably still Little Miss C. It's probably
Okay.
the funny part. I used to wonder what would happen. I remember telling friends like, I don't know what I would do without this type of thing, and then it just kind of disappeared, and I was like, well. But that was the jam. Like, to hit people up on
And that sound, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Iconic sound, iconic logo.
memories.
Well, yeah, it died last year. No longer.
Well,
I don't
who
think.
was still using that? Like,
I'm sure there were like 5 people still using it, spread throughout the world.
I feel like my sister still has an AOL account. Like, why?
Yeah, so that AIM is not being resurrected. That is the funeral, everything. AIM is in the ground.
You had a good run though.
3D TV. Were you ever into that? Put on the 3D glasses and my TV's now 3D.
No.
Yeah, so that
I
actually
feel like that was gone in 2 weeks. Like, why? Who?
Yeah, no one really rocked with that. It didn't work. It didn't work for the family room.
Glasses on glasses, just.
So the Microsoft Kinect. So
What is that?
So the Kinect is for the Xbox, the motion sensing camera.
Yeah.
That when you're playing games, you're able to read your face and your body movements. So that is becoming archaic because we're in this virtual reality headset world. Like we have the Oculus, we have all the.
It is better.
Exactly. So like no one has a usage for the Microsoft Kinect, so it went bye.
It is better.
Adobe Lightroom 6. I really love Adobe. So you're able, obviously in Lightroom, you're able to, retouch and fix your photo imagery. And so Lightroom, Adobe branded the new Lightroom, Lightroom Creative Cloud, and they have the classic version, but they also have what they're calling the Lightroom Creative Cloud. So they have both. You can go to both, but Lightroom 6 is the last one. There won't be a Lightroom 7. Unfortunately, because they've now rebranded it to just the Creative Cloud, which they've kind of like curated like the userability on the app, so that you don't have necessarily all of the same functionality that you would have in the Classic or in 6, but it's just more so like very like kind of like just simplified. That's what I'm trying to say. It's simplified. So that went bye. Now, here it goes to products that have sung their swan song, and that is the Apple iPod Nano and the iPod Shuffle. No longer. Not making them no more. They're gone.
I feel like my mom still needs one.
No. Why? Like, why?
Like,
for what?
The MP3 player. Mom,
Oh, no.
She doesn't want to use her phone.
Let me see. What are some other good ones here? Couple cameras that we won't be seeing anymore. Oh, were you familiar with the Snapchat spectacles? So Snapchat developed these glasses.
They had actual glasses?
Yeah, actual glasses where you could like literally record and it would go to your Snapchat. And so
just only that though?
I mean, and so it had like this AR functionality. So so you were able to like put the glasses on and you'd be able to see certain things like in your surroundings that were kind of just like augmented reality, right? And so it didn't catch on. And Snap, they were really banking on this and with the whole sunglasses with camera spectacle, and it just did not sell like it.
When did that even come out?
Last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, they actually launched at the end of 2016, but like 2017, last year was supposed to be their year of like really like bringing it in, and it did not work. I know. Terrible. So the Windows Phone, no more. Windows will no longer be making phones.
Okay,
so that is kind of sad because I know you had the Windows Phone.
Wow, I never had it. I was always Android, never.
Gotcha.
Maybe the OnePlus ones, but never Android. I mean, never Windows.
Right. And then, what else took? Well, I would say this is on life support, but the the phone headphone jack. So obviously, with the new iPhone, we don't have a phone jack. We don't have the 16th inch.
So weird.
So that's being adopted to a lot of phones now.
Really? No.
Exactly. So the 3.5 millimeter jack, not the 16 inch.
Yeah.
That is being taken away, and so we'll see what happens. This year. This year phone launches if they're going to continue or discontinue that.
I need this, and then I need the USB cord. But I can just use any
Get your Bluetooth speaker. Get your Bluetooth headphone game up. All right.
I like the cords. I don't know why. I like the cords.
No, I feel it.
So you feel connected.
No, I got you. So that is the swan song for a lot of technology that was completely disrupted in 2017.
Rest in peace, guys.
Rest in peace. Moment of silence.
That was me pouring out
pouring out a little what?
A little air. So poured out air.
For sure. So yeah, we all heard the news about almost a month ago that Disney bought Fox, right?
Woo!
For a whopping $52.4 billion.
Wow.
And yeah, it's official. And what did they get with that? Like, for all you geeks and nerds out there, like, they have now X-Men. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
X-Men, thumbs up.
Thank you. And that includes Deadpool.
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Fantastic Four, baby.
They're like here.
But now that they're part of the whole universe, like, hey, we can make it dope now. Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
You're a big Simpsons fan.
I'm a little more Family Guy, but Simpsons, but that's okay.
Okay. Family Guy's next. American Dad, The Orville.
All of that.
We have Aliens that's in the catalog now.
Okay.
That's pretty dope. Avatar.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next Avatar.
Yes.
Come
on,
and
Cameron,
obviously
what are you doing?
Fox had a share of Hulu, so Disney bought that share as well. So now they have Handmaid's Tale. Let's go. Have you watched that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. They
wanted the Golden Globes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have all the FX stuff, American Horror Story, Sons of Anarchy. The catalog is fat. The X-Files.
That's amazing.
Even on the animation side, they have Ice Age.
That's amazing. What are they going to do with all this?
They're about to make this money.
What's happening to Fox, though? Like, is Fox like...
I know. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
The catalog is rich. All those are like incredibly huge properties.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going to exploit the heck out of it, right?
That's a good move for Disney.
Super move for Disney. It's a power move.
I'm excited to see what they produce now.
Yeah. I'm excited to see too.
Wait, don't they own both, like Marvel and
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got it all. They got it all. Well, let's talk about two dope Netflix. Well, some might argue that it's not dope. Let's talk about two Netflix properties. So we have one that is a show, and we have another that's a movie. So let's start with the movie. The movie is Will Smith's Bright. Is it terrible, Cheryl, or was it excellent? And tell me why. Go.
Okay, so I actually watched the movie twice. The first time,
Wow.
I know. The first time I watched it, and I thought it was terrible, and I was telling people like, "This is ridiculous. Don't watch this." And so I was talking to my friend Nick, and he was like, "I keep hearing all these things, and it's really good." And I was like, "Maybe I didn't really watch it." And I realized I did not watch it.
Oh.
I was not watching that movie. And the second time that I watched it, I was like, actually, it is pretty good. It's a pretty decent movie. It's not the best of the best, and it's not like terrible, but it's very interesting how they kind of collaborated race and classism and a lot of other stuff into this thing. I still have questions about who is who and what and all that kind of stuff. Some stuff is a little quirky, and Will Smith is always Will Smith. But I thought it was pretty decent. And now they have like a 2 coming out? Or
Yeah, so, I have to say it got 32% score on Rotten Tomatoes. They spent about $90 million on it.
Oh, that's
a huge budget.
Man.
But yeah, you're right. Netflix has reported they have greenlit a sequel with Will. So we'll see. Like, I thought the movie was cool. Like, I think it's kind of harsh to say it was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like excellent, but like conceptually,
it wasn't terrible.
No, not at all. Conceptually, it was dope. Like the special effects was
Yeah.
dope. Like the concept was dope. Like it wasn't like I have to turn this off. But I can see like, man, you spent $90 million on that bad boy. Like I would expect a little bit more. But I'm interested to see what they do with the sequel.
Yeah.
But I felt it was entertaining.
I'm interested to see how the story progresses.
Exactly. Marissa, did you get a chance to see that?
I have not.
The way you said it, like, no. I'm actually not really interested in that. 32% Akili on Rotten Tomatoes.
Didn't really sell me.
No, I feel it. And I was so rooting for Will too, because like he hasn't really had like a busting success
but
in a
he's
while.
probably producing stuff on his own end. His son. Oh, I'm excited to see what.
You
what
love his album? Have you
Well,
listened to his
I just
album?
saw that one video that he did. Icon Living. That is whoo.
Fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised. I was not expecting it, and it's fire. So.
Okay. Well, let me throw this at you. So the second Netflix property, which
Mm-hmm.
I am saying is excellent, is Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It, Baby. What do you think? Woo!
I actually really enjoyed that show. It is a Spike Lee
Thank you.
joint. Like it is Spike Lee written all over.
100%.
There's one little thing.
No! Tell me what you
One
like
little
first.
thing. First of all, it was very visually beautiful. It was visually beautiful. I like the content that they were talking about. It was stylistic. It was just a very artsy type of just new agey, but it was dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
At times, though, and you can disagree, it was a little preachy on some stuff.
It was.
But for the most part, I watched it like twice, the whole series twice. So,
Man. I thought the series was excellent. But tell me
Yeah.
what was the preachy part the part you didn't like? Or was it another part?
no, the certain parts of it were it just felt like it was just like really preachy about different
Exactly.
things, and I just thought like, we could have gone over.
Yeah,
It's okay.
exactly. I
But
agree.
for the most part, I thought it was a really great show.
Yeah, I thought it was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
A lot of great cultural, like Easter eggs it threw in there,
Mm-hmm.
and just like I mean, we talk about women empowerment and having
Yes,
narratives
women
that are
empowerment,
that are
that was-
diverse. Like I feel like She's Gotta Have It definitely hit a couple of. Hit a couple of beats that were just like really like okay, it's a great thing to reflect on and actually start to think about how we view ourselves and how we view the world and how the world even views us. Like so.
One of the topics that they had brought up, especially with there was like polyamory, and I don't think we really discussed that. A lot of people go to like polygamy and the sister wives and everything like that, but this is a slightly different concept, and that we don't really talk about, which I'm kind of hoping that. What's the right show's name? It's
you talking about Insecure?
Yeah, Insecure. I hope that Insecure kind of touches on that instead of the cheating part.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was interesting to see, like you said, the female empowerment and how she is open about like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, like, it is what it is type of thing.
Absolutely.
And it's not, people can say slut shaming and things like that, but it's very interesting to see that kind of content on television.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of television, tell me like what you think is going to be successful for 2018. And you actually got to meet some of the cast and work on this show, LA to Vegas. Do you think it's going to be successful?
That show is really funny though.
Is it going to make it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna make it.
So you're excited about that?
I am excited about it. It's really funny.
Grownish on
Grownish.
Freeform.
I haven't seen the first episode. I've seen like the come-ups of everything like that. Actually,
I've heard great things about this.
yeah, it looks dope. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually watch that with my niece who's in college. So that looks dope.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to see it. I like because I miss like a different world and stuff like that. So I kind of want to see like if he kind of brought that in.
For sure. So Ryan Murphy has a new show, 911, which you also got to interview people on, and you know who was filling me, but we're not gonna say nothing.
Oh, you gotta tell the
No,
story.
I'm
You
not telling
gotta tell
that.
the story.
I can't say that on air. Anyway, do you think 911 is gonna make it?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
The 4?
The 4.
Well-
Oh, I've already heard so many great things about that show. I haven't seen it. I'm not like a singing competition type of person, but I hear it's really dope. I mean, you have like Diddy and DJ Khaled, so
That's right.
It's gonna make it. You
Take
the
that.
best.
Take that. Yo, The Shy, which I've heard a lot of great things about
know
coming
what
on
that
Showtime.
is.
So Common produced this joint.
Okay.
And it's
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Okay.
Yeah, that is.
I'm
like-
excited to see that.
Yeah, that looks pretty fresh, and so I haven't seen it episode yet, but I think that's gonna go the distance.
I wonder since Spike Lee had did his movie
Right,
about
right.
Chicago.
Chirac.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of wonder if they've like, no, we want to show a different type of Chicago, like
Yep.
our Chicago.
Yep.
So I kind of wonder about that.
I feel you on that. So Taraji is following up her Hidden Figures dope with Proud Mary. You think that's gonna be dope?
I do.
Tell me why.
I'm excited. I'm excited for her because I feel like maybe every female, but specifically a black female, like we always want to play the action. Like we want to do more.
Right.
And it
Speak to me.
shows
Speak
so
to me.
much power that she has, and it's just a different. Like you don't see a lot of black female superheroes type of thing, and like it's just. Oh, I'm ready to see that. And, I usually you see it more when people are younger and she's a little bit late. Well, I don't want to say like she's like old because she's not old, but it's just you're used to seeing more of a younger character and she's not. And I love that. And I love that because it's like, yo, I'm still dope. And what?
Thank you.
So I really.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to see. Yeah.
You're my superhero.
I'm excited to see like what she does. I am.
Yeah, I hope it makes it. Black Lightning on the CW network. Think it's gonna go?
I don't know.
DC Comics. I mean, this is the year of the black superhero. We got Black Panther. You think that's gonna be explosive?
First of all, I was gonna ask you like, when are we going? Because I want to take off work. I want it to be a party.
I'm
like it's a whole
about
thing.
to rent out the whole theater.
Like I am ready for this movie, Coogler. I am ready.
I already got my outfit and everything.
I want everybody to dress up, like just go in. I'm ready for it.
Hey, I already said it's going to be the first black directed, black produced film that makes $1 billion.
Man.
Let's go, Ryan.
People are, it's just so much talk, and it's been so much talk.
Like I said, this is the year of the black superhero. We are in there.
And even Black Lightning is created by the Akil production, which is another black couple.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I'm excited for that.
And a few more, which you also got to participate in some interviews with this one, the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story on FX. Do you think that's going to blow?
Yes.
Man,
yes.
that's looking good too.
Yes.
I mean, did you see The People versus OJ?
Yes.
Man,
very well.
I loved it.
Very well done.
Exactly. So this is the follow-up to that. Again, Ryan Murphy in the building, producing it up. Let's see, a few more.
It's an exciting time for
Maze
television.
Runner. Were you a fan of Maze Runner, the movie?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not really juiced about that one.
I don't remember.
But yeah, that's all we have. Again, we're still in the renaissance of television. So much great TV out there.
It's coming.
It's like, damn, when do you have time to watch all this stuff, right?
But I feel like it's almost as though movies are doing a slight decline and television is coming back.
That's right.
And like I said, everything's a cycle. Everything kind of comes and goes, but it's very exciting to see because they're pushing the levels of television that you haven't seen before, and it's just exciting to see. I'm a television person, so.
I feel it. Well, hey, there you have it. That's all I got. Again, I appreciate you coming on the show. You're the black superhero. Yeah, I wish you well in this year cycle.
Yes.
I want all of us to be successful and to excel and to grow and expand. And yeah, thank you again. And tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, LILMIZZC. That is Little Miss C. Instagram, same, but with one less Z. LILMIZC on Instagram. And that's it.
Let's go. And yo, you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at AkiliShine, AKILISHINE. As always, appreciate you tuning in and listening and supporting. And we will see you next week. Geek, Nerd, Tech, baby.
Woo!
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.